Hello everyone, and this is BioPhoenix here, and we're doing a top 10 list on video game music, which I have not done in a while. So this one's going to be about 10 of my favorite PS1 soundtracks on the obscure side. Now I have done a video like this years ago, titled 5 Underrated PS1 OSTs, and I've even done them on other consoles too, and I really enjoy doing them, but I wanted to talk about more of them that I haven't talked about much, because, well, there's like a bajillion of them out there that are just really damn good, and obviously because this is obscure stuff, yeah, obviously there's not going to be any Metal Gear, Crash Bandicoot, or Spyro in here. As good as those OSTs are, we kind of want to talk about the stuff that is honestly just as good, but just doesn't get looked into as much. So pretty self-explanatory, and they're not ranked in any particular order, I just threw them on there randomly. So with that said, let's just get right to it. So for number 10, we have Spider the Video Game. Yeah, this one came out to North America. And for what little I played of the game, it's surprisingly a pretty decent platformer with how goofy it looks, and yeah, the music in this game is surprisingly a lot better than you'd expect. Yeah, it sounds very industrial hard rock, so as you would expect, has a lot of heavy guitars which sound really awesome, and then it also has some electronic sounds in the background which are very, like, atmospheric at times. And yeah, I personally think it's pretty great. And for number 9, we have is Volfos. Now, this is one game that I did talk about in one of my many parts of games I wish got fan translated, where that it is a Japan-only tactical RPG that looks very Shin Megami Tensei-like. And it was published by Namco, of all people. But yes, the OST in this game is heavy metal as fuck. It's quite possibly some of the heaviest stuff that you'll ever hear out of a PS1 game. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of a game that I talked about in that one 5 underrated video called TV Animation X. It was a fighting game that was based after the anime called X from the company Clamp. So yeah, that OST was also like super heavy metal sounding, and this one, yeah, it's right up there too. And there's even a song that sounds like an Attitude Era wrestling theme, which is pretty great. For number 8, we have Sheep. Yeah, this is a thing. So yeah, we go from heavy metal as fuck to sheep. Yeah, because that makes sense. So anyways, this is a puzzle game that is top-down view, and kind of reminds me of Lemmings a little bit, where you gotta herd a horde of sheep. I've never played this game, but I've always seen it around at video stores all the time, and I didn't really know what the hell it was. But yeah, the music in this game is also surprisingly really good too. It has a lot of variety. Mostly being electronic and techno, but it does have a cool drum and bass song, and it even does have a pretty cool guitar track as well that I really dig. number 7, we have is Gun Parade March. This is yet another game that I also talked about in one of my games I wish got fan translated video, and I can't remember exactly what part because, I've done a bunch of them. But yes, this game does have an anime base after it, but of course more people know about the anime since it actually did come out over here, but all the games that it spawned from did not. But yeah, the music in this game is just really, really great. It's very relaxing, very chill, definitely sounds like something you would hear when you're on summer vacation or something. And as for number 6, we have is Mad Panic Coaster. Now, this is a game I have reviewed years ago, but it's been a hot minute since I've talked about it, but I have replayed the game on my own time since I reviewed it, and well, yeah, I still really like this game. It's very crazy, very unique, there's still not very many games that are even similar to this at all, and also, yeah, the music is fucking awesome. It's very fast-paced sounding punk rock that is very catchy and upbeat, and man, I just love it. And for number 5, we have is Diver's Dream. Or this game also goes by Dolphin's Dream, for that. This game actually did come out to Japan and Europe, but we missed out on this game. Now, I haven't played the game yet, but as you can probably tell, it is a 3D diving game, so you just swim around the water, and I assume there's dolphins in it. And it was published by Konami, so knowing that, yeah, the music in this game is just really damn good. So like I said about the other game there, this is another game that is very relaxing sounding, sounds like something you would hear when you're on vacation, and there's a lot of very beautiful sounding atmospheric stuff that I just can't get enough of. And for number 4, we have is Neorude 2. So this is a pretty early RPG that came out in 97. Yeah, the same year that Final Fantasy VII came out, and as you would expect, yeah, that game overshadowed this one by an astonishing amount. So yeah, this is one I have thought about mentioning in one of my games I wish got fan translated video, but I just never got around to doing so. So I figured I might as well mention it here, because the music in this game is absolutely fantastic. And there's a lot of songs within the game too, so it's kind of hard to cover them all, but there is one song in particular that I have to show in here, and it is a final boss theme, so in case you do consider final boss themes as spoilers, just, be warned about that. But if you're like me and you don't care about hearing the boss themes before playing the games, well, trust me, you want to hear this one. And for number 3, we have is Lunatic Dawn Odyssey, because you'd have to be a lunatic to not mention this one. Okay, all joking aside though. So this is an RPG series that I haven't really talked much about at all. In fact, I've actually wanted to mention it in one of my Games Wish Got Fan Translated videos, but I just never did. And also, this game has a very beautiful box art that I really like. So yeah, as for the music in this one, it's very different from all the other ones that I've been mentioning. So there's no heavy metal, no electric guitars in it. Instead, it's all like acoustic and also has a lot of like medieval sounding stuff, which fits the setting of this game. And I find it to just be a very nice and relaxing one too. Nothing super crazy, but just pretty nice. And for number 2, we have is Advent Racing. I almost want to say Advent Racing, but there's no T at the end. So yes, this is another racing game OST. In fact, this is actually the only racing game that I've actually talked about in this video. But as you would expect for a racing game on PS1, this shit sounds amazing. Like, holy shit. If you guys remember what I said about the game Peak Performance OST, which is a banger by the way, this one is even more so, and that's saying a lot. we get to the number one spot, let's mention some honorable mentions, and I'm not gonna go super crazy with these because, you know, we can be here for fucking hours talking about every single damn game on the console that has great music. But I'll keep this one short and say that we have Vanguard Bandits from Working Design, then there's the game Expert, which I reviewed a couple years ago, then there's Kira no Ken Blade of Darkness, which is a port of a PC98 game, then there's Enigma, another game that I reviewed years ago, Eblord La Puta no Kuramachi, which is another game that I reviewed, and I've also talked about it in other music-related videos. And then finally I'll mention is Blue Breaker Burst. And then of course there's also the 5 other ones that I mentioned in my first video of the 5 underrated ones. Those ones are also included here. So now, as for the number one spot, we have is Nessa no Hoshi. Yes, the last game that I reviewed recently as of now. This is the one that I'm putting up here. Now, like I said, this doesn't mean that number one means it's better than everything else on here, but man, the music in this game really took me by surprise. But one thing you may have noticed in my video, if you've seen it, was that the music that I played in the background was mostly the MIDI stuff because they're much more quieter, because in this game, there's a lot of really epic orchestrated stuff, which sounds amazing, but if I played that in the background while I'm talking about the game, it'd be like really loud, and then I had to turn down the volume, and I had to turn it down so much that you'd probably barely hear it anyways, So yeah, for this video, I'm going to be playing you some small snippets of the orchestrated stuff that I didn't get to show in the actual review. But I will say, too, that yes, the MIDI tracks are also really damn good, the relaxing stuff is awesome, but the orchestrated stuff, it's where it's at. And hopefully YouTube doesn't think I'm trying to steal a bunch of John Williams soundtracks into here, because those epic tracks definitely do sound like something that John Williams would have done, which I mean that in the best possible way. So yes, that's all the video game music that I'm going to be talking about today. So as always, what are some yours that you really like a lot that you discovered here? Or what are some other ones that I didn't mention that you think are worth checking out? And hopefully I can do some more on other consoles that I either haven't done yet or ones that I have done but just do an extended version like here. So yes, with that being said, thank you for watching and commenting and have yourselves a great day.